Hi, my name is Melina. I'm 26 years old. My mom is Quebecoise and my father is Italian, and I'm actually a native Montrealer. I had been feeling for a long time that there wasn't enough to my life. Life couldn't be just waking up in the morning and working to make as much money as you can, and then spending the money and then going home and sleeping and doing that every day, and it was just so empty. And I needed some kind of hope. And I actually was Catholic before, and I went to church, I read the Bible, I went to Sunday school, but I didn't connect with Catholicism. I didn't feel like I was a part of it, and I didn't feel like it was a part of me. But now I feel like Islam is in my heart, and I know it's there, and I know that I belong there, and I know that it belongs in me. It's hard to explain, I think, because there are facts and then there's faith. And then when I first got into Islam, I just kind of started reading about it until one day it kind of just was in my heart. I think I'm just a lot happier and a lot more peaceful and a lot calmer. There's kind of like a certainty when you know that there's like Islam is so clearly defined and so clearly set out that I have knowledge now. It's not just, some kind of faint belief in something that might happen or that might exist, or I have actual, I believe in something, and I know what's coming, and I know that everything that's meant for me is going to come to me, and I know that my life is already written, so I don't get scared and I don't worry as much. And I know that when I'm not doing well, that I can turn to Allah, I can pray, I can make dua, and I'm part of a community now too that shows me a lot of support and that cares for me, and that I care for them. And so I have sisters that I can count on to lend me support, and so I just feel a lot more sure of myself and a lot more sure of life. I think that before, family was a big thing for me. I think that also it's success, because I was raised, work hard. And I think also because coming from an immigrant family, they say, you work really hard, you buy a house, you have your kids, you provide for them, you send them to university, and then they do the same. And there's nothing wrong with that, but it's so hard to work so hard and feel so empty and give so much of yourself when you just don't have that much to give, And I think everything, not to say that I wasn't raised, I don't want to say not raised correctly, but it's not like my parents were always all about money or anything, but life is about money here. Everything is about, you work so hard, you make so much money, you have a nice car, you have nice clothes, you have a nice house, and that's how you're proud of yourself. That's something to be proud of. And that's how you measure your success. I think that Islam taught me how to love. I think I didn't know how to love myself. I think I didn't know how to love God. I didn't know how to love other people for the right reasons, I think. I think that before, my idea of love was kind of dependency, an emotional dependency. And now it's like loving someone for the sake of Allah is loving them because they bring you closer to God, loving them for the beauty in their hearts, and loving them for how incredible they are, and how sweet they are, and how nice they are, and how loving they are. And it's strange. There's a huge disconnect between the way that I thought your family loves you because they have to. Before, I would think that, and you just have to live your life and try to find someone who loves you just the way you are, and accept your faults and whatnot. But now it's just like being part of a community and being part of Islam and seeing people that love each other just because you exist. Walking down the sidewalk and seeing a sister that I don't even know that will say salam to me, and just because she knows that I'm her sister just by seeing me walking on the street, and people love each other for the sake of Allah. And I think that that's a huge thing that I didn't know existed, and I didn't know that I could ever have. I think it's hard. I think it's hard for people to accept because it's a big change, especially putting on hijab. And I understand that and I respect it. I tried to help people through, and I remember I actually had a friend who I made the mistake of promising. I said, I won't put on hijab right away, because at the time, when I knew I wanted to convert, I did not yet feel the need to wear hijab. And then very quickly, I just kind of knew that it was the right thing for me. And then I felt badly because I had made this promise that I had no right to make because I didn't understand it yet. And I think that hurt her a lot because she felt I lied to her, and that wasn't my intention. I think it's difficult. I think it's difficult for example, for my mom or for my grandmother or other members of my family who knew me a certain way, and now they see me covered up and they don't understand, and they think, there are a lot of misconceptions about Islam, so they think that I'm being oppressed or that I'm being brainwashed, or, that I'm just trying to be someone else, which is really sad because I think I'm just starting to find myself. It's just adding to my identity. It's not taking anything away. It's not because I cover my hair or because I wear, long sleeves and long dresses that I'm less of a person or that I'm less of myself. I think Islam makes me more powerful and more of a woman and more complete and more fulfilled. It's not hiding anything from the world, and it's not like I died when I converted. It's not like I disappeared under my hijab. I'm still me. But I think that maybe it's going to take a while for them to understand that. I think that there are so many things that go into identity. I think that being a Muslim is a huge part of it. I think that being a woman is a huge part of it. My ethnicity is a part of it. My education is a part of it. I think we have so many bits and pieces, and they all go into one, and they make up who you are. I think Islam is just a huge part of my identity just because all the rest of it comes from there. All the rest of it comes from God. God gave you everything. So if my identity is that God created me, and then all the rest came with it. So yeah, definitely I would say I'm a Muslim and I'm a woman. And then, the rest, my age. But those things, they all change. Your age, your education, your job. I think the materialistic stuff, it was hard to let go of at first. Wear less makeup, potentially no makeup, wear long clothes, and because there is a point where, obviously I felt, because before you say you're used to getting compliments about your hair or, or your eyes or your dress or your shoes or your whatever it is, and then you give all that up, to wear things that aren't form-fitting and things that are, maybe not what people consider like super beautiful in today's culture. And I think it's a bit hard because, I can't speak for anybody else. I can speak for myself. And I know that there was a short period where, I kind of felt not great about myself, and I was like, hey, I'm kind of ugly. I would leave my house and be like, it's not so great. I don't look so great today. And I was kind of nervous because it's like the first time that I left my house wearing so much less makeup, I was like, wow, I look really bad. And because I had forgotten what my face looked like, forgot what I looked like underneath all that other stuff, which is kind of sad. But you make an adjustment, and you learn to let go of those things. You learn to let go of the materialistic stuff because it really isn't what's important, and you're not going to take it anywhere with you and everything. So I think that was the biggest clash. It actually gave me a lot more confidence in myself, which is kind of weird, because all I present to people now is my face. It's my face, and it's my personality, and it's my talent, and and my skills and my capabilities. And so when people appreciate my presence, I know that they like me because they like what's inside me, they like my heart, and they like what I have to offer. You know, they're not there because of the way that I look. I have more confidence in myself because I know that I'm going out on my qualities alone, and not my physical qualities, my qualities in my heart and inside of me. And so it gives me a lot more confidence in myself, which is really strange, I think. Because I think before I would think, you know, if I really want to present myself well, if I want to go to an interview, or if I want to, you know, I don't know, meet someone important or something, put on a lot of makeup and dress so nice, and that was the most important, was the physical part, more important than even preparing for it. But now, you know, when people smile at me, or when they're nice to me, or I make friends, and I just know, or when I know I do well at my job or something, I know that it's because I'm doing something right. I think that the most important thing is that it's something very personal, and it's great to talk about it with a lot of people and to get as much knowledge as you can, definitely to be as informed as you can be, so that, you know, it will grow your faith and it will grow your beliefs. I would suggest not to ask a lot of people's opinions about the choices that you're going to make. It's a really vulnerable place to be kind of in the middle and switching between two religions, because you are changing a huge part of your identity. And if you allow too many people to get in your head and to, I mean, some people will encourage you, some people will try to discourage you, and you don't want to be influenced either way. You want the choice to come from yourself, because it is a big change and it's a scary thing. And it's great to have a lot of support, but people will try to discourage you. And so I think that in the end, you need to make your decisions for yourself and make the best decisions that you can for your life.